Today on Fresno State Focus, there's a celebrity in our midst. MCJ Professor Bradley Hart tells us about his best-selling book.
Have you been carrying around your very own campus credit card without knowing it?
And one of the masterminds of Microsoft passed away this Sunday, leaving behind a legacy of a lifetime. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Rosmi Kanyas.
And I'm Deja Wright. We begin with breaking news this afternoon. Flags are flying at half-staff at the state capitol right now in honor of a U.S. airman who was killed in a flight training exercise in the Ukraine. California Air National Guard Lieutenant Colonel Seth Nearing was taking part in joint exercise with NATO forces when he died. They were helping to train Ukrainian pilots. Lieutenant Colonel Nearing was a member of the 145th Fighter Wing of the Air National Guard based here in Fresno.
Here are the top 7 things to know today. A bit of a scare today for the First Lady, Melania Trump, as her plane had an emergency landing. There was smoke in the cabin. She got off the plane, got on another, and was back on track to speak to families at a Pennsylvania hospital about opioid addiction.
He helps change the world of technology as we know it, and at age 65, he is gone. This was Paul Allen talking about Strato Launch Systems. Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen was a philanthropist, owner of the Seattle Seahawks and the Portland Trail Blazers. He beat non-Hodgkin's lymphoma back in 2009, but it recently came back. Allen died on Sunday, leaving behind an incredible legacy.
It's going to take a lot more than a hurricane to blow this house down. In a pile filled with fragments of former homes, one remains in Mexico Beach. With reinforced concrete walls and 40-foot pilings driven into the ground, this building far surpassed safe building codes. The house was specifically designed to withstand hurricanes and may become a model for hurricane-resistant buildings in the future. The rest of the small Gulf Coast is decimated.
The big Fresno Fair is over, but the memories remain. The biggest event in the Central Valley was a big success. The fair's newest ride, Turbo, was a thrill seeker's paradise and got a lot of attention. This year broke the fair's attendance record. Over 600,000 people attended the fair this year.
There's a big free party downtown this weekend. It's the 53rd birthday party of Fulton Street this Saturday. This celebration marks 1 year since the street was open again to cars. There will be a Tioga beer garden and a stage featuring the Grizzly Fest local music showcase. The Fulton Street party is free and starts at 12 p.m.
If your favorite part of the Halloween season is big screen spooks, we have you covered. Tomorrow night, students are invited to Maya Cinemas for a free screening for the film Halloween. But hurry, the spooktacular deal won't last long. You can pick up your tickets in the Student Involvement Office located in the lower level of the USU.
We round out our top 7 things to know with a must read. It's not often you get to say you know someone written about in Time magazine, but we all get to say that because one of Time magazine's 13 new books everyone will be talking about is written by one of our own media communications and journalism professors, Dr. Bradley Hart. Congratulations, Dr. Hart.
Thank you very much.
So tell us about your book, Hitler's American Friends. What's that all about?
It's about the far right in the United States. So this is a part of history that doesn't appear anywhere in the history books. It's a part of history that we've largely forgotten about, and it's a really scary part of our past that I think everyone should know about.
So what kind of inspired you to focus on this topic for a book?
Well, this is something that's been in the news recently, obviously. We've seen the terrible events of Charlottesville about a year ago now. But this is something I've been working on for a long time, trying to dig into our country's history and how there are these sort of uncomfortable parts of it that a lot of people don't know about. And so I think this was a book that was in many ways more timely than I'd anticipated it being.
And so you do teach journalism courses, but what sparked your interest in writing about history?
Sure. There's an incredible journalistic aspect to this story. A lot of these groups were brought down by enterprising and courageous journalists who infiltrated them and exposed what they were up to the world. And so this really began as a history of journalism project, and then again grew into something a little more contemporary as we saw events unfold.
So how long was the entire process from start to finish to write it?
It took me 2 years to research it and 1 year to write it, and then another year of editing beyond that. So I started this really in 2014, and it's just come out now in late 2018.
And so what was the most eye-opening experience for you during this writing process?
Simply how many people supported the Third Reich in the United States. It was hundreds of thousands of people, maybe even millions of people, and that's again a part of history that we've totally forgotten about.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We're speaking with MCJ Professor Dr. Bradley Hart.
Is there a leader inside you've been waiting to unleash? Well, wait no longer. This weekend is Fresno State's next Emerging Leaders Retreat, a 3-day training where students can connect with other leaders, take part in hands-on leadership activities, and develop new perspectives about leadership. You can find the registration link for this weekend's retreat under the Student Involvement section at fresnostate.edu.
Thanksgiving is just over a month away, but a group here at Fresno State is working hard to help you complete your meal. Follow me as I show you how cranberries will be so much more than a holiday side dish. Nestled in a small lab just across from the Fresno State farm, the holiday spirit is already brewing.
So we hand fill, we hand jar, we hand mix everything. We can label everything.
It's here at the food processing lab where instructional technician Julia Gentry and her students are whipping up the latest farm products.
I know that what we make is definitely not what's out in the industry typically. You can't find us at Save Mart. We're not going to be your average Smucker's jar of jam. So what we're making is a lot higher of a quality of a product.
Cranberry sauce is on the menu today, an annual favorite cooked and jarred just in time for Thanksgiving.
So this will make like 500 jars. So we typically, like our jams only make about 300 jars, so we typically make those 2 to 3 times a year. The cranberry sauce, we probably make it once every 2 years.
With hundreds of jars needed to be filled, Gentry employs students like Sammy and Jesse to help her along the way.
They can come to me with ideas, they can research it, they come to me with a recipe, and then they try it out.
This learning by doing approach brings classroom lessons to a whole new level.
I feel pretty good because it's like, oh, I was part of making that product right there. And, you know, my family, they're not really food people. So I'm like, you know, I get to brag. I made those in the market, you know.
That confidence grows as the students work alongside Julia, who just a few years back was in their shoes, or in this case, boots.
So I studied in the culinology program. I started in 2009 and I graduated in 2014.
It's a special connection she shares with the students.
It's nice to be able to give back the same things that were given to me when I was in this program.
Once the product is jarred and ready to go, it just goes up the block here to the Gibson Farm Market, where a new group of students and staff get to sell it to the entire community. The students love to see their hard work in the hands of customers.
It's a really great life cycle of these products, and it's great for the students to be able to see everything happen from start to finish.
Everyone in the food lab feels like they are part of a tight-knit family, gaining pride bigger than the little jars that roll out of this room. Razmi Kanyas, Fresno State Focus. The cranberry sauce isn't the only product the farm market has this season. They also have pumpkin butter, pumpkin pie ice cream, and pumpkin pie flavored coated almonds, all stocked up for the holidays. You can see all of these products and more at the Gibson Market Fall Festival this Saturday from 10 to 4.
Have you ever tried any of the ice cream?
I've had their other flavors of ice cream, but I haven't had the pumpkin one. Definitely something to try now that I've done this story.
Yes, it's the right season to definitely do
get
it.
in the mood.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, ever felt that familiar panic when you forget your wallet at home? I'll show you how your Bulldog card has you covered.
Plus, don't sweat it, reporter Clayton Jones tells us how to be polite gym goers. All that when we come back.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Nice. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
Some students around campus. Everyone has a Fresno State ID card, but how many people know the benefits of Bulldog Bucks? I discovered places on campus your Bulldog card can be used to buy things. Some students around campus have no idea that their Bulldog Bucks are not just good for Starbucks and printing. With one swipe, there are numerous things your card can be used for.
A lot of people don't know about them. They just think it's a regular ID card, but the ID card can be used for a lot of things.
One of those things is food, and some are just finding out about this.
Still wasn't totally too sure until I went down to go get me a Subway sandwich, and then I was like, hey, I can use this, right? They're like, yeah.
Don't worry if you forget your credit card at home. The cool thing about your Fresno State ID card is that it can be used at any one of these food places on campus. And what more? Like restaurants inside the USU, Pause and Go, The Bucket, and Taco Bell. They all accept Bulldog Bucks as a form of payment. Students can upload money to their cards at any one of these machines located in the USU, library, Peters Business Building, or University Courtyard.
I think it's good. It makes things easier.
It's like more convenient because they have that money already there that they can use for food, and they don't have to worry about like taking money from something else, like maybe their school supply budget or stuff like that.
So, one less thing for students to worry about while on campus. For more information on the benefits of your official Fresno State ID card, visit the Bulldog Card office in room 156 at Joyal Administration.
With the flu season here, many students are looking for ways to not get sick. Let's go to Cruz Gonzalez, who's at the Vintage Room on campus, to tell us how. Hey, Cruz.
Hey, Razmik, how you doing? Fresno State Student Health and Counseling Center is making sure students are protected this upcoming flu season by offering free flu shot clinics to students. Today was the second day of a 3-day clinic, and it all happened on the second floor of the Henry Madden Library. Let's check it out.
1, 2, 3.
Catching the flu as a student can be very inconvenient, but with a student population of well over 20,000, your chances of being exposed to the flu virus are very high.
The more students we can have vaccinated in our campus community will stay healthier. They will be healthier, hoping to miss less work, less class, and just get through the flu season in a healthier state.
For many students, getting the flu shot on campus is really their only option with their busy schedules. But let's be honest, free shots is what sealed the deal here. Raul Villar took a few minutes between classes to get his free flu vaccine. He only had to wait in line for less than 20 minutes.
Well, for me, it's like this isn't because oftentimes people use that excuse of like I can't afford it or I don't have the time. But having the flu shots for free on this campus enables students to have the access to get the flu shots, and it's very important because it's for the safety of the campus community.
If you guys missed today's clinic, do not worry. There'll be one tomorrow behind me over here at the Vintage Room, South Campus. All students need to participate is their student ID. Reporting live from in front of the Vintage Room, Cruz Gonzalez, Fresno State Focus.
So, Deja, have you gotten your flu shot yet?
I have not got my flu shot yet, but I'm really hoping that I don't get sick this season.
Yeah, I got one at the health center. It was pretty fast, so even if you're busy, it's pretty something simple to do.
Hey Bulldogs, if you've ever wanted to be an orientation leader, Dog Days is hiring right now. Gabby Tapia is here with us today to share her experiences working with Dog Days and encourage others to get involved as well. Thank you for being here, Gabby.
Hey, thank you for having me.
So can you tell me your role with Dog Days?
I've been an orientation leader for 3 summers now, and I'm going on my 4th this year. I am actually in charge of hiring all the orientation leaders for this upcoming summer. It's been a real blast. I can honestly say I wouldn't have done it for 3 summers if I didn't absolutely love it. It's so great being involved in such a different aspect on campus. It really just fully immerses you into knowing all the different resource centers, advising centers, all the offices on campus. It's such an intensive way of learning what everything Fresno State has to offer for all of our incoming students, and we see I'd say between 6,000 and 8,000 incoming students every single summer.
So what kind of made you want to be an orientation leader? Or is it something you've always wanted to do?
I've always been involved in kind of small group leadership works throughout high school and middle school. I did this same type of work in high school, and then when I came here, I knew that I wanted to, but I'm originally from Los Angeles, and I obviously couldn't commute 4 hours every single day, so I waited until my 2nd summer, and I haven't looked back since. I've been doing it ever since 2016. I'm just excited to keep working with Dog Days.
So what kind of new things are you guys implementing in Dog Days, or has it been the same all 3 summers you've worked?
It's typically been the same. Each year we look for different ways to support not only our incoming students, but our orientation leaders as well. We attend a NODA conference. That's for anyone involved in orientation and retention programs throughout California, Hawaii, Nevada, and New Mexico, for ways to implement our training, making sure that our orientation leaders are fully prepared in helping such a magnitude of people who come, not only our students, but their parents and guests who attend as well. We see close to 5,000 of them in addition to the 6,000 or 7,000 students every summer.
Okay, so just one last thing, where can people apply for this job?
We have our applications everywhere. If you don't see myself or my fellow student coordinator handing out applications here around campus, they are available on your Hire Fresno State portal as well as in our office in Joyal 224.
Well, thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much.
We've been speaking with Dog Days coordinator Gabby Tapia.
Coming up in sports, a big move in the rankings for Fresno State's volleyball team.
Plus, where the Bulldogs are ranked heading into another game on the road. Stay tuned for a focus on sports with Julia.
I got the Bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that Bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to say. I got that Bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that Bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that Bulldog spirit down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit up in my head, deep in my heart, down in my toes. I got that Bulldog spirit all over me to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit
deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that Bulldog spirit.
Welcome back. I'm Julia Vella with your focus on sports. The Fresno State volleyball team is in first place right now. They beat #1 New Mexico this past weekend. It was a 3-set sweep, but not a gimme. The first set was hard fought with 5 ties and 3 changes. Both the first and second sets ended with a close score of 25-22. The Dogs closed the match with a score of 25-17 in the third set. Fresno State's 6-1 Mountain West record is the best start they've had since joining the conference in 2012. The Dogs are on the road for the next 2 weeks, but you can watch their games live on the Mountain West Network. Fresno State football is now 2-0 in conference play after a big 27-3 victory over the Wyoming Cowboys. Senior quarterback Marcus McMarion accounted for 4 total touchdowns Saturday night, 2 passing and 2 rushing. Tight end Jared Rice had a career-high 7 receptions and caught a touchdown pass. Bulldog defense was also on fire. They limited Wyoming to 221 total yards and forced 1 turnover. The Dogs are looking for their 3rd conference win this Saturday in New Mexico. You can watch the game at 4:30 on ESPNU. After an 11-year hiatus, wrestling returned to Fresno State last year. Here to talk with us about the program is Bulldog wrestler Christian Olivas. Christian, so you're originally from Clovis. Prior to Fresno, you wrestled at Utah Valley. What's it like being back home wrestling for our valley?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I got family and friends that, come out to the duels, so it just makes it fun to go out there and, put on a show for all of my friends and family.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys ranked 5th in the nation for attendance last year. What's the atmosphere like in the Save Mart Center with the Red Wave?
It's crazy for sure. Going down there, you're like in the tunnel and you hear a lot of it's a lot of commotion, and then you get out there and it just, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's breathtaking, and they contribute a lot to what we do. So. Yeah,
I bet. And you made it to the NCAA championships earlier this year. How exciting was it to be one of the first Bulldogs back there since the program returned?
Yeah, it was awesome. As a little kid, I've always watched that tournament, and it's always been a dream to wrestle at that tournament. So being there and being a part of it this past year was, a dream come true for me. So.
Yeah. So quick, one last thing. What are you looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to accomplishing a lot of my goals. Getting to where we need to be as a team, and just taking each duel by, each one by how it goes, and we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. So. Well, we're excited to see you out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Christian.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
The Bulldogs will be wrestling back at the Save Mart Center November 16th against North Dakota State. Season tickets are on sale now. You can get yours at gobulldogs.com. This campus is always electric when there's a home game. Bulldog football fans filled the town with red. But before the team goes out and gets another win, like they did last weekend, the Red Wave starts the day off out in the lots. Football season is upon us, and that means one thing for the Red Wave: time to tailgate. While the big games are what bring them out here, Fresno State fans start celebrating hours before kickoff. This tradition is nothing new to many.
We've been coming to Fresno State games for about 10 years now. I'm a Fresno State alumni. I met my wife at Fresno State. I've got 3 daughters that all graduated from Fresno State, and so this is annually, every year we come out for all the home games and tailgate and go to football games.
The Red Wave spends the day barbecuing, playing games, and catching up in the lots around the stadium. For some young fans, it's their first tailgate.
I like that there's a lot of people playing football, there's a lot of kids here, and it's just like really fun. You get to hang out with your friends and family.
Tons of students and alumni head to the ESPN zone, where they listen to music and grab drinks with their friends.
I love how all the dogs come together and we're able to celebrate as a team, just like we win as a team.
Whether it's the family, the food, or the football that brings you out here, the fans are no doubt the best part about Bulldog tailgates. Let's go! Bulldog pride can be seen and heard everywhere around the stadium. Red Wave tailgates are the best way to get into the game day spirit. The team is on the road to New Mexico this weekend, but you can come show your Bulldog spirit at the next tailgate on October 27th. The Dogs will face #1 team Hawaii for the homecoming game. And that's your focus on sports. Now let's see what's going on with Clayton Jones.
The gym is a pretty busy place these days. Depending on when you go, it can be packed, which is no big deal if everyone treated the gym like they treated their home, but not all do. Some people think they own the place.
Replacing weights, wiping down machines, and having respect for the glorious House of Gains have become a point of tension between some gym goers.
Most people are just lazy. When somebody calls them on it, then they realize that they're doing something stupid.
Employees are also affected by the lack of etiquette around the weights and machines.
I feel bad for our workers that have to clean up after people when it's just part of gym etiquette.
And for people trying to begin their fitness journey, a cluttered and dirty gym can be a turnoff.
Also, as thinking about other members who aren't comfortable in the gym yet, may see that as an intimidation, so they don't want to even try it. I appreciate when members actually take the time to take off the weight.
Improperly stacked and stored weights not only cause frustration, but also pose a potentially serious safety issue between members and staff. But what is just as frustrating is dirty, sweaty equipment. Mid-2017, 4 members of 2 different LA Fitness gyms in Florida caught Legionnaire's disease from unsanitary gym equipment. There are no serious health reports like that in our area, but still, people like Corbin Souza expect their gym, where they pay a monthly membership, will be clean.
Just common sense, an overall demeanor of, re-racking your weights, wiping down the treadmills, leaving things the way you found them, and cleanliness is obviously a big issue with that.
The gym is a sacred place where people go to maintain their health or wind down from a long day. So remember these 3 rules on your next gym session. Be aware of your surroundings, be cool, and treat the equipment as if it is your own.
The gym is a sacred place where a lot of people go to maintain their health or wind down from a long day. So remember these 3 rules on your next gym session. Be aware of your surroundings, be cool, and treat the equipment as if it is your own. A high school and middle school marching band competition happened at the Big Fresno Fair last week. It was a chance at a part of the $15,000 prize money, and for one student, a bittersweet event. Andrea Valdez and Adalberto Prado take us there.
We practiced for a couple of months, maybe 2 or 1 month.
I was surprised, honestly. Because last year when I was at the fair, I didn't do too well, and I kind of saw this year as sort of like redemption. So when I went out there on the track, I just did my best, did what I could, and I ended up getting second. So that feels great.
So I'm gonna miss hanging out with the band and coming with the band and the experience of it all.
Weaver Middle School took home the first place prize in the competition, but for many other seniors, like Renisha, they take home the great memories of a successful competition.
Time to check in with our news team and find out about what they think about a topic that's in the news. Your parents said it best, don't get in the car with strangers. But now, in the age of ride-sharing apps like Lyft and Uber, have made that rule a thing of the past until tragedies like this one.
This past week, a 51-year-old Uber driver admitted to sexually assaulting one of his passengers. The driver said the woman was completely out of it when he assaulted her and was arrested on felony charges. As young adults who frequently use ride-sharing apps, how do you guys feel about this story? Would you still continue to use Lyft and Uber?
I mean, it definitely makes you think twice before getting in the car, especially so many young women use this app. And, you know, it really makes you want to check the ratings. And if you get weird vibes from a driver, maybe don't get in the car, maybe wait for another ride or call a friend.
Yeah, I mean, I've never ridden an Uber just by myself. I've always gone with like a friend or something. So it's definitely something to take into consideration as maybe going as a group just for that safety precaution.
Yes, definitely. I frequently use Uber, but I've never had an issue. All of my rides have always been fun and friendly and very interesting. So this is sad to hear.
Yeah, I used to use Uber a lot when I didn't have a car at the time. So I think just definitely, like you said, I've never had a bad experience, but I'm always aware of my situations.
Yeah, it's definitely important to, you know, notice things that are peculiar about drivers and just really be aware.
Well, to end it on a different note, you probably haven't been on your social media because we've been on air, but we have a very special announcement. The Homecoming Pep Rally is next Friday, and the concert that's going to happen is going to feature Echo Smith, the band. And I know Deja's pretty excited about that.
I'm excited. I only know one song, but I really, really like that song. So I'll definitely be there. I'm tabling for one of the other things I'm involved in on campus, but I will be there.
Definitely. I think it's going to bring a lot of hype, especially for the next day's game.
Oh, definitely. That's really going to get the students and the fans hyped up and have the Red Wave, you know, ready for the game and just pumped up.
Definitely. I've never heard of the band personally, but you guys seem excited, so let's do this.
Awesome. So next week on Fresno State Focus, we get saucy with the salsa. Reporter Lindsay Hyatt takes us behind the scenes of Fresno State's salsa club, Ritmo y Pasión.
Plus, don't forget your Bulldog spirit. It's homecoming week. We'll tell you all about the various events happening on campus.
Also, as we approach the midway mark on the semester, Cedric gives us some much needed tips to cope with stress.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Yay.
That was really good.
That went by really fast, actually.
It did go by really fast.
It was good.
I was worried it was going to be